Hello, everyone. This is Problem X here, representing Team Mouse Sports from London. You know the deal by now. So, yeah, what's happening? This being the last season of Street Fighter 5, it would be great to be in the final Capcom Cup. So, I'm looking to qualify and hopefully win that because that's been like one of the missing pieces from my tournament history. So, I'm looking to qualify. I'm not putting any more pressure on myself because I've been competing in these online tournaments for the last couple of years, and it's not quite gone my way. So it can only go up. It can only go up from here. I got second twice last year, so I'm coming for the first. Hopefully, I mean, with regards to online, I feel like last season I started to pick it up a bit more. Like as second place starts. Obviously, I won first place, but compared to my previous sort of online placements, which have been always like sort of top A, like fourth, fifth, but I'm not really I don't really come in for fourth and fifth. Like so, I'd say one of the big differences for me between online and offline is your ability to react to those sort of moves and dashes that are on the cusp of extremely difficult to react to. By playing offline, you get those little extra sort of frames, if you will, in my opinion, or just like less jitter, and it makes it a bit. You can kind of get those Laura dashes after command grab and those sort of scenarios. You can kind of get those, not 100%, but a lot more frequent than you would online. That is one thing, and also because of that, damage. For example, anti-airs online, if you haven't got a fast anti-air, it can be a little bit difficult for you. But like for example, me playing Bison, air to airs is where my damage is at. So offline, the air to air is a bit more frequent than online. So someone jumping in, getting crouch fist, it's not the same as medium, corner carry, Oki, big damage. That's a whole game changer. So I can get that more frequently offline than online. That's just one scenario. But those sort of things make just the small differences. This season with one online CPT per, I would like to call the new region split. Because those who we've been doing CPT online for a few years, not just pre-COVID as well, and the split has usually it went from Europe West and Europe East to then the segregate a bit more segregated in between Europe, in between the regions. So for the UK and Ireland, even though we've only got one this year, one online, there is some offline events happening this year on the Pro Tour. So this isn't like the end if it doesn't work out, and I'm looking forward to the offline because that is historically where my best results have come from. But if I can get this online win, it would be it'd obviously be a lot easier, and it can also influence your offline performances. And trying to claim another big Evo title, if you're already qualified, the way you play, the confidence you play with is all that can all help you as well. One step later was going in. He was going in, and he switched it up completely because we played in the last one, and I beat him quite fairly convincingly. I think it was a 3-0, and he was playing a bit more sort of slow paced, sort of slower tempo. And then today he's come out the gates like bang. He started the round low forward tempo on block. So either that was a misconfirm or that was just a hard read. Like, I believe you're going to walk back here or whatnot. So that, people are coming in, switching up the tactics. Especially if you've lost to somebody before, it's on you to come with the change. So yeah, that was an exciting match. It took me something. I lost the first game there, but yeah, aside from pretty much that, it's been good so far. Matchups that I've played and practiced, I think I had to play MQS. I'm quite good against Fang, and yeah, then it was one step later. I had two people at the beginning. Sorry, I cannot remember those people's names, but yeah, yeah. Previous CPT, I did lose in the finals to Infectious with his sort of heavily aggressive style Ken, and I think people may have tried to look at that and take a page out of that book in terms of like trying to play rush heavy or whatnot. That sort of very aggressive play style, trying to overwhelm you. But this isn't the first time, and people have been doing that to me on a regular. Like I say, offline, it's a little bit easier to deal with. However, because I know that people watching, people looking to beat me, and they're looking at. Obviously, you're going to look at where someone has lost before. I would be an idiot if I didn't come with something ready for that. So, like, yeah, I know that's why when I see people going on like that, it may look this guy lost to it before doesn't mean it's a weakness. I don't come with the same weaknesses again. So, yeah. Usually, when me and Soundboy have had like battle lounge sessions where we play, quite well. We don't usually play that frequently, but every now and again I'll jump online. I'll see who's online. I'll be like, oh, let's send the invite. And in the lounge sessions, I usually have the upper hand, like quite fairly. But he can give me a good run, and he did send me to losers in the last CPT. Before top 16, he sent me to losers. Then I made it all the way back, and we ran it back in top 8 losers, and I beat him there. I think it was 3-0, but he beat me either 2-0 or 2-1 earlier in the winners bracket of the last CPT. So it was 1-1 in the last CPT. He sent me to losers. I eliminated him. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes with tomorrow, because we both have, that history of the last tournament where 1 loss, 1 win each. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. There's matchups that Bison has, in my opinion, like a slight advantage. However, sometimes with Alex, even though the matchup might be either even or not as advantageous as with Bison, Alex is better to exploit a player habit. You get bigger reward for if this guy likes to press buttons here, or for example, those sort of things. Oh, he's going to jump. He likes to jump. So you get bigger reward with Alex. So if I feel that I've clocked onto a player's tendencies, but the reward for checking those tendencies with Bison is sort of subpar, and I don't really mind the uphill part of the matchup, then I may do a switch, but it wouldn't be based on Alex winning those matchups. It would just be because I feel that for this person in particular, I can get more out of it. Who have we got there? We've got 2 Oros that Bison. I think Bison wins that matchup. We've got Cody. I think Bison wins that matchup, but it still is volatile. He hits hard, and he has the V skill too, so he has that sort of parry element to him where you have to check your strings. You can't go autopilot on the strings. However, I think the neutral Bison still wins it. Cody just hits hard. I mean, I entered the tournament prepared to play these guys. I didn't expect them to lose where they have lost. You can say, apart from the Broski, because I know that Broski is levels with the Oro, you could say Cam the Cypher is definitely an upset on Hurricane. I wouldn't have said that was going to happen. And yeah, Broski usually does quite good against Infectious. But that was with Dalsim. I had no clue on how that particular match would go with Oro, so I wouldn't be able to call that. And I didn't expect the Luke pick either. So it's an unseen Luke, or a rarely seen Luke, and an Oro that we haven't seen touch CPT. So despite their previous records, that was a toss-up. So I came in sort of prepared to play. If I looked at my bracket, I expected to be playing Jones. I didn't think Jones would lose to One Step. That was my prediction anyway. I was ready for either or, but so that already. And then after that, I thought I'd be potentially playing 4 fills instead of Soundboy. So yeah, I would say I probably did more prep for the guys that were in losers, because I expected them to be in, or me to clash with them a bit earlier. So yeah, it's a flip side. It's like I now got to go and do some more work now, prior to my match tomorrow. But nervous, no. There is obviously an expectancy. People looking at the bracket, spectators will be like, "Oh, this should, he should go this far or whatnot." But these players are very dangerous, so I take everybody seriously. I don't think, "Oh yeah, I should." Like, I might win a matchup, but I don't think, "Oh, that means I should win," because I know this is Street Fighter 5. There's buffs as well, so not every matchup is exactly the same as before. So there could be, you might get hit with a weird setup or something that could put you on tilt. This last CPT, the second one of last year, sorry, I got sent to losers before top 16. So I was running games and games, and it drains you. it drains you. And then, you know, also when I got to the grand finals, I was in losers, which also I believe played a slight part into the approach from Infectious into that match. You could go a bit more aggressive because you had another set, you know, and he's experienced enough to know that if that had gone sideways, he probably would have cooled it down. But when you have that set advantage, you can run game like that. So it's a very big deal to get to grand final in winners. That's what I think is even getting to top 8 in winners is great because you have the first to 3. But then you want to get to grand final in winners because you only got to beat 2 people, and then you're in grand final winners. If you go to losers, at least from top 8 winners, if you lose your first game, you're already 5th minimum. So you've only got to play less people. But if you come into that top 8 in losers, you're playing games. First to 3, guys are watching your game as well. Like, you know, seeing, oh yeah, that got him. I'm going to put that in my strategy just the last minute because, like, so being in winners, you play less, so you give off less information and you save your stamina. So it's definitely beneficial to be in winners. A big deal, actually, to be in winners. There being some offline this season is amazing. That's when I think the game is played at its highest potential. Preferably if it's the PC setups or whatnot, but usually for the most part, offline was where the game is played at its highest potential, and you have the in-person interactions as well. You can ask questions about matchups, grind sessions. Actually, people can put their ideas together, and you can literally come away from there as a better player, or at least with some more lessons. So the offline environment is where I thrive in. I like the energy from the crowds. I like the energy from players, win or lose. You know, you can feel when someone's getting like it's not going their way. You can feel the energy. You know, with online, it's hard to feel the energy of the person. That's the one of the biggest differences, apart from the other stuff that's stated about the actual quality of the game.